Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for some more science, space and tech news to share with you. And I came across this over at The Guardian. This should be entertaining. Yes, here we go. SpaceX's massive Starship rocket records first successful test flight. Yes, the hour-long test flight of the world's most powerful rocket was followed by a splashdown in the Indian Ocean. And there we have SpaceX's Starship launches its fourth test flight from the company's Boca Chica launch pad near Brownsville, Texas on the 6th of January 2024. Yes, that's a very interesting picture. There we go. Now, what have they done now? This will be interesting. Come on, Elon, impress me. Yes, so Starship, the mighty space rocket designed by Elon Musk's SpaceX company, recorded its first fully successful test flight last Thursday, splashing down in the Indian Ocean minus any fiery explosions that ended previous attempts. The demonstration mission from the Boca Chica launch complex in Texas sent Starship almost 130 miles or 210 kilometers of altitude at a speed above 16,000 miles per hour or 25,700 kilometers, showcasing the capability of the world's most powerful rocket that NASA is banking on one day sending humans to Mars. And as usual, I'll leave a link to the main article below the video so you can pop in and check out some of these embedded links. Give you a bit more of a deeper dive if you want behind the main article. Makes for a very interesting read, believe me. Now, SpaceX celebrated its intact return as the real achievement of the flight. It followed a hard crash landing and fiery destruction of the uncrewed craft last November, 7 months after its inaugural test launch, ended in similar fashion and breakup on re-entry after a trip around the planet in March. Now, despite loss of many tiles and a damaged flap, Starship made it all the way to a soft landing in the ocean, Musk, SpaceX chief executive, wrote in a post to X, the social media platform the billionaire also owns. I would recommend that you pop onto X. Doesn't cost anything to set up an account. Have a look around. See what you think. Don't listen to mainstream media. Get on there and have a look yourself. Use your own judgment. It's interesting. That's why I keep saying to people, below the links to my videos, I also put this same content, besides on YouTube, I put it up on Rumble, Odyssey, and BitChute. Now, they are 3 streaming platforms that are alternatives to YouTube. Make up your mind again. You'll hear about them in the media. Ooh, bad, bad, bad. Go and look. Make up your own mind. You don't have to set up an account. It costs you nothing. You can just go in and look at videos if you want. Check them out. You might be surprised. Musk hailed Thursday's hour-long fourth test flight as an epic achievement. The company has frequently expressed failure to be a crucial part of its development process towards a safe and reliable crew transportation system. Like anything in life, right? Failure is key to success. It's the precursor to success. Unlike our friends at Boeing, who for the last 7 years have tried to get the rocket to take off, and thankfully it successfully did. And I'm hoping that the astronauts make it safely home from their time on the International Space Station. At least with Musk, he's been doing it for years, and he always tries to lift off without crew on board to test certain things that work and work consistently. He will ferry astronauts back and forth to the space station. This is a completely different kettle of fish, right? So this is going to be really interesting. The Starship flight came the same day as NASA gave details of a helium leak on board Boeing's Starliner capsule, which launched Wednesday on its first crewed mission to the International Space Station. The space agency has contracted with both SpaceX and Boeing as commercial partners to take astronauts to both lower Earth orbit and deep space. In 2021, NASA chose Starship as its preferred lander for the Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon for the first time since '72 and ultimately onto Mars before the end of the next decade. Yeah, really interesting. And I think that Elon's doing an amazing job. I love the fact that he got rid of 80 or 90% of Twitter staff, turned it to X, and it's still functioning, no matter how many hit pieces come out about him. I wonder why there are so many hit pieces in all mainstream media against Elon Musk. Now he's taken over X. I think that might be the reason why. Prior to that, he was the golden-haired boy, Tesla, SpaceX. He was Rocket Man. He was, saving the environment with his electric cars. Now all of a sudden, you should hear some of the stories that come out about him. It's fascinating, and simply because the powers that be have lost the control of one of the world's largest social media platforms. They may go after Mark Zuckerberg quite a bit. They may go after Google, but they don't write continual hit pieces about them because they've still got control. And that way they can have plausible deniability, fine them a few $100 million, and life moves on. But they're trying to destroy Elon Musk, which I find quite fascinating. In January, NASA announced that Artemis 3, which will land 4 astronauts, including the first woman on the lunar surface, had been delayed until at least September 2026. The under-development SpaceX lander will rendezvous with the astronauts in orbit before descending to the moon. Now, since partnering with NASA, SpaceX has become an integral part of the burgeoning next-generation commercial space industry. It has launched more than 50 humans into space on board its own Falcon rockets and Dragon capsules, and has pioneered the Starlink chain of internet-providing satellites that has transformed communications in remote areas of the globe. Here we go. But Starlink has also run into controversy for allegedly helping Russia in its military invasion of Ukraine. What a load of cobblers. Yeah. I just find it quite fascinating. Yeah. He has not been helping Russia. In a lot of cases, what's happened, and I've made videos on this in the past, which I found particularly entertaining, you'll find this in other countries. Starlink services aren't available in certain countries, right? People will order them in one country and then go across the border and use Starlink in a country that's prohibited. Elon Musk has got Starlink in that country, and the American government said you can't deal with that country. Elon said they bought it in a country I was allowed to deal with, and they walked it across the damn border. Like, I found that quite entertaining. But both sides are using it. This is the point. He's helping Russia. Both sides are using it. It's fascinating. And he said that I won't allow Ukraine to use it to target certain, military targets or civilian targets or anything like that. He's helping Russia. Well, what if he said to Russia, I'm sorry, but you can't attack civilians in the Ukraine by using my service as a target. It's as a targeting device, if you like. What would the outcome be then? Think about it. So he's literally, he's saying, look, use it, but don't use it for bad stuff. It's quite fascinating, isn't it? As I said, done plenty of videos on it. Just got to check the channel out. I think you'll be quite surprised. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care. And as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
I'll be back.